what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2024 Subaru WRX TR. Up front is a 2.4 liter turbocharged flat 4 and down below is a 6-speed manual transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this WRX TR because it is a new trim level for the WRX. It's a sporty trim level and you know I always love my sporty trim levels and I'll talk more about that in a second. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out. And huge thank you to Napleton Subaru in Schaumburg for letting me take out this Subaru WRX TR. Their information will be found in the description below. Feel free to browse their inventory, and I'll talk more about them towards the end of the video. But what makes the TR so special? Well, TR stands for Tuner Ready, and this is Subaru saying, hey, we know you enthusiasts like these cars. Here's a little gift for you. So what you get is the bigger 19-inch wheels with the 6-piston Brembo brakes up front, dual piston in the rear. That also comes with a larger brake master cylinder. It gets a revised steering rack, sport-tuned suspension, the power Recaro seats on the inside with ultra suede inserts, STI shifter, and it is basically their version of the STI without really being an STI. It's sort of a middle ground because there is no top dog performance version of the WRX currently offered, but it adds some goodies above that, and this one is just around $43,000 new. But let's get back to that 2.4 liter flat 4 turbo under the hood. Well, that goes unchanged for the TR. It still makes 271 horsepower like every other trim level of the WRX, and I like it. This engine started its life back in the Subaru Ascent in the late 2010s and now found its way into the WRX. I think 271 is definitely a very good number for a vehicle in this segment. The Elantra N only makes 5 more horsepower, so it's right there with its competitors, and I like to see that. Like I said, paired to it is a 6-speed manual transmission, and I love it. I absolutely adore this manual transmission. It feels so smooth, so clicky, so proper, and it does harken back to the older Subarus that I've driven. The blob eyes, the bug eyes, the stink eyes that I've driven. That is amazing, amazing to see that they've been able to keep that shifter feel throughout the years. A lot of cars, Civic SI, are starting to lose their feel, and so I'm happy to see that the WRX has not. Last but not least, of course, it's a WRX, so of course it's all-wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive the Subaru WRX TR? Well, you do notice that stiffer ride quite a bit. The roads here in Schaumburg, Illinois are not very friendly to any car, so you definitely feel those bumps in your spine a little bit more than you would in a traditional WRX. The brakes are no joke. 6-piston front, 2-piston in the rear. This thing will stop, and everything else is pretty similar to the standard WRX. The seats hold you in a little bit more, and we'll talk about that with the interior, but that definitely helps out. Overall, it is a very fun driving experience. I don't think any fun has really gone out the window since this car's introduction in 2022. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 2 physical gauges and a screen. Off to the left is my tachometer and coolant temperature, and off to the right is my speedometer and fuel. And like I said, I get a little digital screen there in the center. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have our volume, skip track, source, voice command, and phone options, along with information to the bottom left. And off to the right, we have our adaptive cruise options. This does have the eyesight system, along with the steering assist. The overall steering wheel is finished in this nice leather with red stitching, nice WRX badge down at the bottom, and I like to see all of that. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent, trunk release, gauge dimmer switch, and traction control. And moving on to the door, we do have power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we get our giant infotainment screen. This is found throughout almost all of Subaru's products. We do get dual zone climate around the outsides. What I don't like is that most of the climate controls are ran through the screen. I don't really like that. I don't really mind the screen as it is. Here's the backup camera if you're curious, but we do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's fine. I just don't love giant screens in cars. Down below that, we do have our aux input, still rocking an aux in 2024, USB-C and USB-A, along with a 12-volt outlet. a little cubby, and then we have our shifter. I think the shifter not only feels good, it looks really good too. I am absolutely smitten about this shifter ordeal. Every part of it I love, and that is fantastic to see. Then we have a little tray and the cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the 2024 Subaru WRX TR. And I'm happy to report that actually there's a little bit of wiggling, but it actually does fit. Then we do get a center console and the seats. Like I said, the seats are special for the TR. They are the Ultra Suede Recaro seats that are power and heated. It's not all that often that you get awesome performance seats that are also heated. And being a big guy, they're a little tight. I think definitely they are on the tighter side, and the Elantra N has better performance seats, but I don't mind these. I think they look good, I think they function well, and I have no more complaints. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2024 Subaru WRX TR, and a couple of things to note. First of all, knee room good, headroom good. Okay, never mind. Headroom isn't as great as I thought. If I sort of put my head down a little bit, it's not too bad. But if I sit straight up, I do hit the ceiling. Knee room, though, is good. So I do like that. And that's not always easily said about vehicles in this segment. In the center, we do have a USB-C and USB-A outlet. We do have a center console with two cup holders, and the Ultra Suede inserts carry on back here. So it's not just the front seats that get all the fun, the back seats get it a little bit too. Here's the back of the WRX TR. You can make of it what you will, but let's hop into the very back and take a look at the trunk. All right, around the back of the WRX TR, button here on the key fob to pop the trunk. It actually does, because the trunk is so light and the struts are so strong, it actually does pop it all the way up. So we do get these nice WRX floor mats as well. Of course, the first owner of the vehicle will get the pride of opening those. And we do have some decent space back here. I don't get really any amenities, no light that I can see. Oh, there's a little... There's a little guy right there, but no crazy like LEDs, no 12-volt outlet. Maybe that's what that would have been. I don't know, but that is the trunk of the WRX TR. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and of course, World Rally Blue. You gotta love it. I mean, the blue has always looked good on the WRX, and I think the bigger wheels, the Brembos, definitely make it a little bit noticeably different than a regular WRX. But if you see one in traffic, there's no crazy badging or anything like that to really give you the notion that it's anything more than just a base model. I like the look of it though. People have complained about the wheel arches. I personally don't mind them. I've actually always enjoyed them since this car came out, but alas, maybe I'm an outlier. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think finally driving the WRX TR from Subaru? Well, I think this car is really, really good. Is it an STI? No, and it's not going to be. I don't really think it's trying to be too hard, but it's a very exhilarating drive. It does make the standard WRX better, and that's what I enjoy. So is this a good car? Yes. Is this $43,000 worth? Let me explain. The name suggests tuner ready, that you would be doing your own modifications to this car. Subaru is basically laying down their arms and saying, hey, we know you're going to modify this. We know you're going to tune it and spend hours trying to figure out different base maps and wheels and tire setups and the whole nine. We know that. So we're going to offer you a car for that. Well, this car doesn't really accomplish that task all that well, because if I'm going to buy a car with the thought process of modifying it, I want the cheapest car possible. If Subaru really wanted to offer a TR, a tuner-ready vehicle, they would deliver it on steel wheels with basic everything. Don't even put a radio into it. And they did do a TR spec in the early 2000s. And that's what they did. It was a stripped down version because they knew that you were going to add your flair to it. This is a top of the line model. And so while it is, yes, very cool to drive, very good, and I enjoy it, and I think I would purchase one of these if I wanted a WRX, I don't think the name is fitting. They should have just left it as the WRX-T. It's tuned. It's been tuned. We already did the wheels and tires for you. We already did the brakes for you. We already did the suspension for you. We already did the steering rack ratio for you. This feels like one of those build your own car kits where 99% of the car is already built and you just have to screw on the new wheels and tires, and then you get to say, hey, I built a model. Well, how much of it did you really build? I don't know. I think I get caught up in the name. Is this a good car? Yes, I'm very much enjoying it, and it is so refreshing to be back in the seat of the newer WRX. I really truly love these cars, and I think this trim level is great. I just think it's advertised a little bit wrong. But what do you think? I want to hear from you guys if you would pay $43,000 for this WRX. There must be a market out there since Subaru made it, so I'm curious about your thoughts. Huge thank you to Napleton Subaru in Schaumburg for letting me take out their WRX TR. I was so excited to get behind the wheel of this and drive something a little bit special. It's been a couple of years since I've driven the WRX, almost 2 summers, and so I'm excited to be back behind the wheel. Napleton Subaru in Schaumburg is absolutely wonderful to work with. They have a really great sales staff, really great team over there. I can't thank them enough. Please go browse their inventory, and if you're looking for a new vehicle in the Chicago suburbs, head on over to Napleton Subaru in Schaumburg. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.